Good evening. Welcome to Gifts for All God's Children Virtual Christmas in July. We appreciate you tuning in to tonight's presentation. I'm your MC, Erin Nicole. Thank you for your support of Gifts for All God's Children. While the in-person event has started at the Packard Proving Grounds, we are happy to have you with us virtually. Be sure to participate in the auction. You can view the items and bid at gfagc.cbo.io. We have several amazing items available this year from so many generous individuals and companies. Don't see anything you like? That's okay. You can donate online in the auction by making a donation or buying one of our Christmas moose. Before we get too far into our agenda, please welcome one of our CKC Sunday kids as they open us in prayer.
Dear God, I thank you for having these teachers at my Sunday school. I get to learn new Bible lessons. These lessons help me become stronger and create new stuff and fun stuff like activities. Virtual helps me since we are not in person this year. Amen.
Thank you so much for that beautiful prayer. Now, while we are giving thanks, I want to take a minute to recognize our sponsors for tonight's event. Our presenting sponsor is Automation and Modular Components. Thank you also to our gold, silver, and patron sponsors that you can see on the screen. We appreciate their support in making tonight a reality. At this time, I would like to introduce the Executive Director of Gifts for All God's Children, Patty Jocks, to update us on the amazing things this organization has done and continues to do thanks to supporters like you.
Thanks, Erin Nicole, and thank you all for tuning in tonight for our virtual Christmas in July. I'm going to share with you how much God has allowed us to accomplish over the past year, and it has been amazing. But we couldn't have done any of what I'm going to discuss without your faithfulness and provision for this ministry. We can't believe that we've been even working together as a community since 1987 and where we are now in 2021. We have all persevered through a lot of change over time, but nothing like the year we have just been through. It has been a time of incredible growth, though, for Gifts for All God's Children and preparation for the things to come. 1 year ago, we were 5 months into the pandemic, and Gifts for All God's Children was hosting its first virtual Christmas in July. And we hope this is our last virtual one, actually. We have seen God at work this year, though, guiding us, opening doors, and leading us in the way we should go. We thank you for your donations of time and talent and treasure. And because of you and what God had planned, I have to tell you a zillion things that have happened in the past year, of good things. First of all, we developed virtual summer camp last summer. We were going to do 5 weeks of regular camp, but that didn't happen. So our team did the virtual summer camp, and it just was a blessing to the children that attended. Then we couldn't go back to in-person tutoring. So our tutoring team is amazing and worked day after day, hour after hour to convert to virtual tutoring. So now we can literally tutor children anywhere, and we can get tutors from anywhere. And Susan will talk about that a little later, but it's been an incredible program. We also flipped our Sunday school to virtual on Sunday afternoons at 2:30. Every Sunday we have a special Superbook Bible lesson and prayer requests, and my grandchildren even get to tune into this. So we are really blessed to have a new virtual Sunday school. Also, we had a number of virtual meetings, as everybody did this year, but we were able to meet with our recipient organizations and encourage them and still provide for them for what they need to reach out to the children. We've also had to flip Christmas completely. We used to hand out names in the churches and the schools and the businesses, and we couldn't do anything in person, so everything flipped. We used the Amazon wish list to collect school supplies and Christmas gifts. We used online signups to allow the children the families in the schools and the businesses and the individuals to actually sponsor a child online, and some actually delivered the Amazon or JCPenney or whoever they bought the gifts from delivered them to our workshop, and we wrapped them and got them out to the kids. And I'm really thankful to say we provided Christmas gifts for every child on our list from all our ministries. So over 2,400 kids received beautiful gifts again this year. Another amazing accomplishment is our hygiene kits. We have a huge committee actually that puts these together, a smaller committee this year because of COVID, but they still put together over 3,100 of them, and they were distributed with Christmas gifts and in our Easter baskets. So the basic needs for soap and shampoo and toothbrushes and toothpaste did not go away during the pandemic, and we were still able to provide for our children and their families. We also started a new program. We know that a number of the children never really have birthday celebrations in their homes, so we now provide birthday bags that are full with a birthday cake mix and balloons and a birthday gift and all kinds of goodies and a birthday card, and we're distributing them to our children that are part of our CKC Center at East Bethlehem. The parents come through in a drive-through and they pick up the birthday bags, and then once a month we celebrate all those birthdays of those children. Also in 2020, amazingly, we are now partners with the 12 Aldi stores. This happened just because of a phone call that the good Lord orchestrated to me. And so now we're able to connect Aldi's to inner city food pantries, and they are able to distribute frozen meats and foods, and Aldi's donates other things to us too. So we thank God for that opportunity, and we're amazed to see what we've been able to accomplish. Thank you so much to everyone who voted in the Troy Chamber Business Excellence Awards. We were so very honored to have been awarded the Troy Chamber Nonprofit Excellence Award in 2021, and we couldn't have received it without your votes. There were many nonprofits listed that people could vote for, and many big ones, and we're just really a little nonprofit. So we are so excited and grateful to receive that award this past year. But that's not all we have done. I feel like I could share about all the accomplishments that God has allowed us to do for hours, but I promised I won't go on that long. Well, I am really excited to share about our Gifts for All God's Children model that God really gave to us. We didn't even have a strategic plan for many years, but I'm happy to say actually we have one now. But this model was developed for all the years that we worked, and God has used East Bethlehem Lutheran Church as our model congregation. We now know how to connect children back into neighborhood churches and ministries, and then they can mentor and share the love of Christ with them and change their lives of the kids. So we're actively sharing this model. We're meeting monthly with 8 churches in Detroit and Pontiac, and we're helping them to bring the children and families into their ministries. Once the children and families are connected to those churches, they share the love of Jesus Christ with each one of them, and they nurture these kids in their faith. The Lord is up to something very big with Gifts for All God's Children. We all see it, those of us on our Gifts for All God's Children team, and we thank and praise God that He has chosen us and He has the plan. He has entrusted it to us. He has provided for us what we need in order to accomplish what He desires, and we continue to pray, and we just ask Him to use us in the lives of the children and the families. We see so many needs all around us and with all the ministries we work with, and we are so thankful that we can partner with the ministries on the front line and to help them share the love of Christ and for us to meet the needs of the kids. Hang on to your hats, because I believe we haven't seen anything yet. Thank you again for tuning in tonight, and we look forward to seeing you in person sometime soon. God bless.
Thank you, Patty. Now, don't forget that the auction closes tonight, July 19th at 9 p.m. So if you haven't had a chance to check out the auction items, be sure to visit it online at gfagc.cbo.io. As Patty mentioned, your generosity made a huge impact in 2020-2021. Here are just a few of the highlights. Congratulations to the entire Gifts for All God's Children team for all you achieved together throughout COVID. You had such an amazing impact, and you should be proud. At this time, we're going to hear from one of the frontline ministries that Gifts for All God's Children supports. We have Rachel on the phone from Good News Gang. Rachel's a volunteer bus driver, and she's going to share some of what she has seen and the impact that Gifts for All God's Children has made for some of the kids on her route.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rachel Chavez. I volunteer for Good News Gang, and Gifts for All God's Children really is a blessing to our children every year. Just a little bit about myself. I used to be one of those children. I was born and raised in Southwest Detroit. I have 7 brothers and sisters. My family didn't have a lot of money. We grew up, in the city where we had a lot of issues with gun violence, and we've had bullets come through our windows, and it got pretty rough. And my dad lost his job. We actually lost 2 of our homes growing up, and I just remembered we always had, a Christmas because of Good News Gang. So, but now I'm all grown up, and I got my CDL and drive the bus so I could help other children. And some of these children, I look at them and their stories make mine look like child's play, because some of these kids go through a lot. I have one child actually that was shot through a stray bullet. Somebody shot her house, and she has to wear a colostomy bag now. And her mom had to quit her job to be able to help her with, all her physical issues from being shot. And we were actually able to help them out last year. And that was a real blessing to see the look on her face. And, as you can imagine, her having a colostomy bag is really hard. And as a young child, we also had another family who the mom was pregnant, and she had a 2-year-old child as well. Their father died in a work accident, and they lost their home and had to stay, with family. And, even though their age range wasn't part of our specific program, we still signed them up for Gifts for All God's Children, and they were able to be blessed, and we were able to bless the mom with, baby clothes for the newborn. And it was real touching to see that, because that's what it's all about. It may just be little gifts, but those gifts are going to lead those children and those families to the Lord. And that's ultimately our goal.
Rachel has such an amazing story to share, and we appreciate the fact that she shared her story and that of the people she helps. Now, if you want to join Gifts for All God's Children in helping the children in our area, now is the time to donate. You can donate online at giftsforallgodschildren.org or inside the auction at gfagc.cbo.io. You can also text GFAGC to 56651. That's 56651, and follow the prompts to make your donation. Just so you know, a donation of $40 can provide a hygiene kit for a child in need. For just $50, you can make sure that a child in need starts the school year off right, ready to learn with the right supplies. A donation of $100, which is less than 30 cents a day, you can provide a Merry Christmas for an at-risk child in our area. Please take a minute now to go online or text your donation. You can trust that your donations go directly into programming with Gifts for All God's Children. In 2020, 93 cents of every dollar was spent on programming. Now, while you are working on getting those donations in, let's watch a video made by our friend Jeff Heisner at the Michigan District.
We're used to seeing Gifts for All God's Children in action in these ways.
Yeah!
Through your donations at Christmas that are taken to places like East Bethlehem, Mount Calvary, and throughout Detroit to bless children in need. We've also seen Gifts for All God's Children in action in their Connecting Kids to Christ tutoring program, along with their Sunday school programs at East Bethlehem. But since the pandemic has struck, they've been forced to find out how to connect with families they serve. And they're doing it in ways they never thought were imaginable just a year ago.
This is going to be part of the armor of God.
Their Sunday school has gone virtual, It's online on Sunday afternoons.
You're supposed to pray for all your family.
They've been more than pleasantly surprised at how successful this program has become and how they've been able to connect with children.
We had to figure something out, a way to communicate with them and a way to get them educated. So we were able to join in on what the schools were doing by trying to have a virtual Sunday school program.
The tutoring program has also gone online.
Good catch again.
Devin McCaffrey, a student at Lutheran High Northwest, works with Davion on teams, teaching and helping him with language arts on this night.
There you go. Good job.
Devin takes a large amount of pride in helping Davion, and Davion is also so grateful for this opportunity.
He's learning really quickly. He definitely develops a lot of new skills when we do this on IXL. He gets great SMART scores. A lot of them are above his level, which is 4th grade, and a lot of them are 5th grade or even over that. So it's always good to see.
We do brain teams even a lot, and I learn a lot, and he helps me a lot.
The CKC tutoring program is now allowing Devin to give back. See, Devin was once tutored by Susan Gowenke, who runs the CKC program.
It's really nice to be able to do that, going from getting tutored to tutoring a kid 7 years from back when I was getting tutored. And honestly, I like tutoring. It's a lot of fun getting to interact with someone like Davion, who's a really good kid. He's really smart too.
When you can share the love of the Lord with somebody else, whether it's academics or spiritually or just crazy pop-up books and programs, they know that there's something and people out there who care about them, and that they will be able to do that for someone else.
To find out more about Gifts for All God's Children and how they're making a difference, go to giftsforallgodschildren.org.
Thank you again to all of you who have made donations and are bidding in the auction. Now it's time to hear from one of our sponsors, Church Extension Fund.
Hi, my name is Andy Sohn, and I'm Vice President of Marketing and Relations at Church Extension Fund. We're proud to partner with Gifts for All God's Children and sponsor the Christmas in July event. CEF has a 120-year history of providing low interest rate loans to Lutheran churches, schools, and recognized service organizations, like Gifts for All God's Children, who are growing and want to expand their ministry. We also offer competitive investment products to people connected to Lutheran ministries across the state of Michigan. CEF is dedicated to helping ministries build the kingdom. We've heard the amazing stories that come from Gifts for All God's Children through their events for school-aged children, the baptisms, and the many lives that are touched through their ministry. This is the kind of gospel enterprise that we are proud to support. We are excited to be your ministry partner and to see how God continues to bless your organization in the future.
Now let's hear from Susan, our CKC tutoring program curriculum and design consultant, about how the tutoring program is changing lives and making a difference for the future.
Hi, I'm here to give you a few words on the Connecting Kids to Christ tutoring program and its success. It's been an interesting school year, and among the many who asked about CKC tutoring, we've been contacted by a business student in a master's degree program in Europe and a 2nd grade teacher from Paris, France. Then, a few months ago, a comedy performer from England, now living in Troy and presently performing all over the United States, applied to join our virtual tutoring group. But our greatest stories are the success stories where kids connect with Christ and reach grade level and beyond in academics. Let me tell you about one such student, Luke. Luke was behind in reading and language arts in 3rd grade. In fact, when tested with a national test, he ranked below normal in reading and grammar. In 4th grade, he got out of the below normal range, but was still seriously challenged with that particular subject area. Unfortunately, his first week of school in 5th grade, Luke broke his leg in 2 places and went from the hospital to home and was out of school for a month. Then, He had to begin school online because of COVID. It was a tough start for Luke, but he began CKC tutoring in October of 2020, and just 3 short months later, by the time he returned from Christmas vacation, Luke was tested and had moved up 30 percentiles on the 5th grade reading test. He decided now that he liked reading, and when the day school teacher had the students break into reading groups of their choice, Luke's group of 5 picked books on the approved list to read and dissect for story elements, intrigue, character development, and more. Each student was tested on their chosen books, and Luke's group, the Book Street Boys, let's show that poster, please, was not only awarded first place in their school's 5th grade competition, but they went on to become first place champions for Battle of the Books against 5 local schools. Now, the frosting on the cake came when Luke was tested again at the end of the school year and had not only reached grade level successfully, but surpassed the average range and was above average, scoring a 78 percentile, not a 78%. That percentile meant that nationally, not just locally or statewide, but nationally, Luke scored above 78% of the students in the United States who took that same test. We give God the glory. We give Luke the attaboy, and we give the CKC tutoring program a validation that it works. We need to reach more children, help them connect to Christ, and build a solid academic foundation. We can't do it without volunteers and donors. These kids are your future too, and they'll be at the voting booth sooner than we think. They need preparation now. Consider changing your future and the future of a child by joining our team of tutors or making a donation to cover the cost of a child at CKC Tutoring. And don't let worries get in the way of believing you can't do this. That's the biggest rejection excuse I hear when calling people about tutoring. They'll say, I've been away from school for too long. I'm nervous about tutoring. I can't really make a difference. I'll just be a basket case. Well, just think about this. Moses began as a basket case, and look how he changed history. Do a little bit of changing history for the better. The Lord knows we need that, and perhaps He's calling you to give just 1 or 2 hours a week to a child in need. And in closing, I'll use an old African proverb. If you think you're too small to make a difference, just try sleeping with a mosquito in the room. You've got more to offer than a mosquito. You can do this. So remember connecting kids to Christ Tutoring and join us in the connection. And thank you for your consideration.
Congratulations, Luke and all the Book Street Boys. Now, what would a Christmas event be without Santa? Hold on. I think he's calling in from the North Pole. We might have him on the line. Santa?
Well, hello there. Hi. This is Santa, and I'm at my workshop right now. Actually, I just got in. I have to sit down and want to talk to you people about something near and dear to my heart, and that is Gifts for All God's Children. What a wonderful program, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. I'm hoping to see a great many people this year because last year, as you all know, there were big problems around the world. Well, this year is entirely different. And I had to take a slight break in the workshop to come here just now and talk to you. I'm so proud of what the people at Gifts for All God's Children do and accomplish. I just want to take this chance to say thank you, and I look forward to being with you all. God bless you.
Thank you, Santa. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Thank you to everyone who tuned in today to learn about Gifts for All God's Children and the impact being made in our area. Right now, we're going to take you behind the scenes and give you a little sneak peek at some of the kids having a blast at Summer Bible Camp this week. But before we turn it over to them to finish out our virtual program, I want to remind you of a few things. The auction closes at 9 p.m. tonight, July 19th, 9 p.m., and it is for a good cause, so be sure to bid often and bid high. Visit gfagc.cbo.io. That's gfagc.cbo.io. You can also donate online at giftsforallgodschildren.org or inside the auction. You can also text GFAGC to 56651 and follow the prompts to make your donation. We can't thank you enough for joining us for this virtual Christmas in July. Thank you for your support.
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. So we pull the power down. Come on, guys, help me. And we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey. We're looking back with Jesus to lead us. We're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces. Wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, oh.